Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is us at the Ocado Lodge in Waynesville, North Carolina. Waynesville, North Carolina is the largest town in western North Carolina and it's a short drive from Asheville. Downtown Waynesville has a very quaint urban charm. I really like the town, it's just near the Appalachians, and I just was really it was a really good place. That night before we set out our trek, my big concern, as you can see, is all those clouds, which will come to haunt us later.
What does snafu mean? You will not believe what a snafu I am dealing with right now. So what is a snafu? It's usually used as a noun to talk about a mess, something chaotic, confusing, or a problem of some kind. It comes from a military term that stands for situation normal, all up. But snafu isn't really a swear word, even though it has the word in it. What was the last snafu that you experienced?
It's so funny. So what was our first snafu of our trip on day one? Here you go. So it's day one, and we already had our first snafu. We were getting to the place where we're going to meet the guy to pick us up so we can get to the site. And Brandon, in his Mercedes, in a dirt road, there was a big, I don't know, hole or something, and he hit it, and we have a flat tire. So part of the adventure. So he's got no spare tire, and we're here at some campground waiting for this guy who's supposed to be here at 8:30. It's now it's like 8:45. So yeah, we haven't started the adventure yet. So this is day one. Should be fun. So yes, day one, after we got the tire fixed, which took us a while. I think we got on the trail somewhere between 12 and 1 or 1:30. Times might not be exact, but here you can see a map here of Waynesville. We didn't have to go all the way back into town to get the tire resolved, but we did get it fixed. And our guide, he was great because basically he was supposed to pick us up here, then get on the 276 and then take us to the south end, which I'll show you. And the south trailhead is actually Davison River Camp. Really a pretty area. This whole drive was very nice. We were just so excited to get back on the road, but we're thinking like, okay, this is a 3-day, 2-night excursion, and we've already lost like half a day. So that was running in the back of our minds. And as soon as we got around in this area right here, it downpoured. So I'll show you a little some video clips of that experience now. All right, folks, day one, here we go. We finally got on the trail, so it's near noon. So we were supposed to start at 8:30. God, do I look like Santa Claus. Anyway, this is the beginning. We got it. Got my partner right there, man. Sport line right there. And away we go. Day one. Stay tuned. There. Hey. Oh, I'm soaked. Hey guys, it's day one. It was pretty treacherous. We went from the south and going north. So we're going northbound. We had a late start. We had flat tire this morning. We were hoping to start at like, I think it was like 8:30, and we didn't get here till 1:30. And now I think, let me see what time it is. Hold on one second, guys. 6:16. So I guess we did 5 hours, and we trekked about 9 miles. But it's all elevation. It was rough. I mean, if we didn't find this campsite, I was like, I don't know. I think we're just gonna make a campsite, but we're here. Tomorrow's gonna be another kind of a tough hike, but we'll have an earlier start, so we should get more miles in. I'm hoping to get in at least 15. maybe. We'll see. So today was 9 and we started at 1:30 to 6. But we have a big climb tomorrow, so we'll probably be the same amount of miles. Let's see, that'll be 18. That'll leave us with 12 miles left. So I think that's what we got. And let's go take a look and see how Brandon's doing on his tent. You can see my tent is already set up there. Brandon helped me, and I'm not really helping him because he wants to do it himself. He's trying to figure it all on his own. So, but I'm here if he needs help. So you can see he's getting everything. He's doing a better job than I did on the anchors. Mine aren't as secure as his, but hopefully there won't be a big gust of wind tonight. But I think I'm gonna be good with all my weight inside. I think it'll be just fine. So anyway, this is day 1 of our northbound. I guess it's called Nobo. We start from the south and we head north. The good news is that when we get to the site, the car will not have a flat tire on a Saturday, where there's no signal and there's nobody around. So the tire's fixed. We got that thing done. That's what took us so long to get here. So anyway, hope all is well. And on that note, it's gorgeous here. Here, I'll give you one last look. It's raining. I'm freezing. I'm gonna go get some dry clothes and hunker in. Okay, signing off. Bye. So where's your dehydrated pai tai? Oh, it's in there. And mine, we just boiled the water. We're gonna have this beef stroganoff. But I got plenty to share if he's hungry. I'm sure we all got an appetite. Going northbound, the elevation really got to me. And Brandon did a good job. I was hanging in there for a while. Then near the end, man, I was like, I needed to rest every 25 steps or 30 steps. But we got here to a camp, and now we're having our dinner. Day 1. Anything you want to say to the family?
Love you all, and hopefully this rain goes away.
Yeah. All right, we'll sign off. Talk to you guys later. Woohoo! Okay, so day 1, we got about 8.5 to 9 miles today. We're not sure exactly, but we're all set. We got our campsite set. We just had dinner. How do I do that? So you can see my tent, and Brandon's is behind me. What a day. A lot of snafus, but we're here and I'm freezing. And the big challenge is that it's gonna rain. It's raining right now. This is the only dry shirt I have, and tomorrow if I wear it, it's gonna get wet, and then my other shirt, because of the humidity, will never dry. So Saturday is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to wear something wet, but it's okay. It's part of the adventure, right? So I'm gonna sign off because I'm wiped out. It's almost 7 o'clock here, and I'm shaking. You can see that's why the camera started Blair Witch Project, right? It's cold. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off. I'm really wiped out, and we got a big trek tomorrow. It's gonna be a big climb to this mountain that we have to climb over, and then after that it will be a little bit better, and then it should be, then we're just going kind of downhill after that. But today was the rough day. Tomorrow's gonna be tough, and then we'll see on Saturday. We'll have to figure out what to wear because it's gonna be wet. It's gonna be crazy. But it's Art Loeb Trail. It's gorgeous here, man. I mean, it really is. It is nice. I really appreciate it, and it's great. I'm with my son-in-law who took me out of his tent, so that's why I'm out here. We just had dinner. He's getting things situated. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, this night is my first night here. I'm inside the tent, and as you can see, let me try to zoom out a little bit. All my wet clothes. So there's my shirt. It's completely drenched. This dry fit shirt that's real dry. I think that I have a chance with that. And then my rain jacket, which is not so great, but that should dry too. I brought my knapsack inside and I'm trying to air this out. Actually, I'm going to turn this on this side because that's the wet side. Hopefully this will dry out a little bit more. Got my shoes over here. This bag has my dry clothes for tomorrow. And then over here, let me show you my supplies. Over here, I've got, your toiletries. I've got my Uno. I've got my cutters. I got a little nipper for the cold nights. And then I got just a couple other stuff here. So this is all situated. And then I'll show you I got my mattress all blown up. Of course, you gotta have a dry towel. Well, luckily that stayed dry. And here's my sleeping bag. And I just can't wait. It's like 7:30. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm so ready. So anyway, I wanted to share this, my little inside, my little tent here. But it was just funny, like I didn't know what to do with my wet clothes. And I think it's a little scary looking, right? It's got these 3 things. I'll wake up in the morning, middle of the night and look at ghosts. But I secured everything. The bear canister is in a locked and safe place. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now. It's about almost 8 o'clock here, day 1. Took an ibuprofen, just really wiped out, man. My legs are cramping, which sucks. I'm drinking a lot of water, but I got to be careful with my water, right? Because we got to find a water hole tomorrow to get some more water. But, yeah. What am I thinking? I'm going to be 60 and doing this crazy. But I love it. I do. So I'm getting ready. I'm settled. But as soon... Here's something more for the blog, right? So as soon as I got into my tent, I got everything. I just said the video before that. And I was going to sign off and leave it at that. But then, I have bathroom issues, right? So, and my family knows this. I do not like going to the bathroom in any public place or whatever. And so I had my trowel, a little shovel. But I have everything all ready. But I'm getting ready to go to bed. And all of a sudden, you got to get out of that. You got to evacuate out of that tent because something's coming out of you right now. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be the worst, right? Can you imagine? You're in your tent here in your sleeping bag and you're like, you just can't control it. Oh, that would be the worst. So I got to put my shoes back on because it's completely wet outside. I found my trowel and my toilet paper and I ran out. Like, run, Forrest, run. You see my shirt? That's what I was doing. I was running and I found, then I'm like, I gotta get off the path. I don't want to be around the path. I'm like, where do I go, right? And then I'm seeing these tree-leafed, things, poison ivy, alert going to my mind. But I found a clearing. I went through it. I found a really good spot. And I don't know how I held it, but I did. And then when it came out, it was the Hoover Dam burst. So, not a pretty sight, but I was so relieved. I think that was, that was really bothering me during my hike. I felt that during the hike a couple times. I'm like, no. But that's my big story, right? Going to the bathroom. And of course I had to, that was the fun part, right? Because before I went, and I'm like, I'm about to burst. I had to dig the hole first, right? Yeah, forgot that. And then I buried it, and everything's covered, and I did it right. And then was responsible, and before I buried it, I had to, of course, clean my backside. And thank you, Mary Beth, for those bee wipes. They helped, whatever they're called, but they were helpful. They're like baby wipes, right? So, but it's just so awkward for me to do that, right? So, and my wife knows that. But I did it. Anyway, I hope all is well back home. But this trip just makes me, I'm grateful that I'm with my son-in-law. Get to know him more and better. Get to know him better. Get to know him more. Get to know him better. He's been very good with me and patient with me for my age. He's 30 and going to be 60, almost half, double the age. But I'm just also grateful for everything that I have in my life. It's a great reminder when you're camping like this to be grateful for what you got. And I'm very grateful for everything that I got. So, this is going to go on my blog, my video blog. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, good morning, day 2. It's kind of nice. I mean, it's been raining all night, and I feel like it just let up. So it's a great opportunity to get rid of my tent. That right behind me was where my tent is. I'm keeping all my gear over here under my little poncho to keep it dry. And Brandon, he's going to be making coffee for us. He's over there, if you can see his little tent. So he's making the coffee. So today's so a rude awakening. So I have a Fitbit, right? And my Fitbit, calculates how many steps you take. And so I was going to using my Fitbit to track how many miles we went. Well, what I failed to consider was elevation. So even though I got clocked in 8 to 10 miles yesterday, it was actually 5 because of the elevation. And I'm like, so distance, I didn't factor distance. Well, so even though my Fitbit was pretty, it monitors my heart and all that stuff, wasn't really reliable for, maybe over optimistic, thinking, wow, I covered 8 miles when I actually covered 5. Discovered that when I got in my tent, turned on my All Trails app, and saw exactly where we're at. Plus, we diverged and went on a very difficult track, which means more elevation, harder to run, to hike it. So this time I'm hoping we'll use the All Trails app. Okay, day 2, we're at the Buttercap shelter, which is really nice. If you look at it, I wish more of the campsites were like what kind of had this. And you can take a look around. So day 2, we got about 3.5 miles in so far from our campsite we were last night. So we're doing all right. Next stop is Chestnut Mountain. So we're going to have some elevation gain. We can't avoid it. We have to go up it. That's the only way to get to it. So that's going to be a kind of a hike. And then just when you think you're out of the woods, then we have the big one, which is Pilot Mountain. So that's going to be my day. I just have something to eat, just kind of chilling and relaxing. So this is my minute. Shout out to everyone here on Art Loeb Trail with my son-in-law, Brandon. He's back there. He's ready. He's already going. I'm not ready. Bye. So it's day 2, and we're gonna go get some water. We're on a hike. So far, good. Even though my Fitbit says like 2.5 miles, I think we only went 1 mile. But we found a creek, so we're gonna get some water here. And there's the man. This is the man with the plan. Here you go. You're on. Action.
This nice, beautiful, urine-colored water.
Here we go. He's gonna test it out.
Up on the Sawyer.
That's an important part. Don't just dump it into the bottle and expect something to happen. It doesn't work that way. Okay.
Got this little adapter. Put it on the smart water. Yep.
So it filters the water.
A
Yeah.
little slow, but
Brandon was really smart because when we were across the stream here, he realized this is a good water source because most of the water sources on Art Loeb are off the path. So you have to kind of like hike off the path. So this is a good spot. So we're going to fill the bottles. I figured it'll take a little while because of the filter. So we're not going to keep your suspense hanging. We're going to let you guys go. And we'll cut in that when we're done. Hey, day 2. What a hike it was today. We covered a lot of ground. I think we're, I think we covered like 15 miles, but that's on my Fitbit. We probably covered about 9 to 10 miles today. And then we covered, unfortunately, we thought we covered 8, but that's the Fitbit. It really was more like 5. So that leaves us with 9 plus 5, about 15 miles. I would say we did 15 miles. So tomorrow we have to really trek it. Now remember, on the first day we only had 4 or 5 hours to do it. So this is our camp. We're setting up right now. I'm going to show it to you guys, the site, and then you guys can come on. You know, it's a good site. I mean, I got just to show you some stuff here. If you guys, the camera gets there. There's all my bear canister and stuff like that. So I'm just getting set up over here. You guys can see my tent set up over here. Our clothes have been wet. So if you see behind me, I found some line that I had, thank gosh. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna dry this a little bit in a few minutes. And then over here, I got another line over here for other clothes. And also, Brandon and Taylor, they're very nice. They got me this chair over here, if I can see it. So, which is nice, very light, easy to go. It was just tough. I had a problem with my tent. It couldn't stay tied to my pack, and my pack's around 36 pounds, and so it was rough going because every time we were hitting a hill or something, it would bounce off my bag, and the weight would just like boom. Boom, even though I tried to use all kinds of fancy knots to tighten it, that was a kind of a challenge. So tomorrow what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take the poles and put them near the top part, and then I'll put that way I can pack the tent. I think that will work, so I'll try that tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're going to have like a 15-mile hike again. Now the good news is that today it was crazy. We did, we went for a long period of time. And then we had to go to Pilot Mountain, which was the ascension was it was a bear. Even Brandon said it was a mental challenge. That's what took us so long today. But we covered so much ground. I thought, technically, if we didn't do the elevation, we could have probably easily covered 12 miles today. But we were literally crawling up rocks and stuff with our bags and stuff. So it was tough. Anyway, we're just setting up. I'm going to continue before there's a little light left. So we're going to get the good news is as we're going southbound, or actually northbound. Northbound. We're going to get a lot of scenery. So tomorrow, even though it's going to be a long hike, it's going to be fairly a little elevation, but not much. So that's great because we can trailblaze when we are on the flats or even descending. We do trailblaze pretty well together, and it's just me. He's waiting up for me on the ascensions because there's times where I'm like 5 steps, break, 5 steps, break. Oh, he was rough, but we call it the belly boo steps or Isabella steps. That's what I took. If you remember when Isabella, this is shout out to Taylor and Mary Beth, when she first started walking, that's how I was walking. So I call it Isabella baby steps. Yeah. Anyway, this is our site. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey folks, it's final day. We're making the final leg. It's been an excursion. We're getting near the top here. Just I wanted to show you a little bit of this. This pathway is really nice. It's refreshing after being in the woods for so long, and finally have some sun we got rained on so much. Everything was wet. Everything's been wet. My backpack's waterlogged. For most people, they would say that's a miserable trip, but I made the best of it. You know, it was good. It was a welcome challenge, and despite last night, my tent, I had to bring all my clothes up to hang them up because you can't hang them up outside because everything's damp. But man, it stunk like a man's gym. I mean, it was really bad. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna show some more footage. Bye. Hey folks, day 3. Just want to show you this part. This is really pretty. A lot of the trip has been kind of miserable because of the weather, but I didn't even let it bother me. Really, I didn't. I did a good job handling it. But my backpack is waterlogged, and even though I had plastic and everything, things still got wet. But here, let me show you this. It's really pretty in here, as you can see. Just gorgeous, you know. So I'm just kind of going through here. So this is a nice view. We got about 12 more miles to go, maybe 13. So we got a long way to go. It's only 11 o'clock. So we might be doing some night hiking. The good news is that we did all the hard ascension yesterday and the day before. So we're going to be actually going down in elevation, so I'm really happy about that. So anyway, just wanted to check in with you guys and see how things are going, and I'm gonna sign off. Bye. Hey everybody, this is the last and final day. We're at day 3 here. You can see the clouds coming in here. We're just anticipating because we're going that way, and it's a little dark that way, as you can see. So we want to make sure we stay dry. So we're going to keep the backpack on. We're at Black Balm, Black Balm, whatever it's called. I'm so bad at words. But you know, just to kind of give you an idea of where we're at and what we're seeing here. Final day. And we got 10 more miles, guys. 10 more miles to go, and then hopefully we'll be back home. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. So, this is Art Loeb Trail, our final day. I'm just going to wrap this up here. Once we got to the Black Balsam, we had to really hightail it because we were there at noon, and we realized we should have been there by like 9 in the morning. So we had a lot of ground to cover. We met a nice gentleman. His name was David. He's the general counsel for the Department of Natural Resources in North Carolina. He went with us on a little bit on this hike, and then we parted company around this area right here. But it was kind of nice because he was a seasoned hiker, and he saw our pace, and he felt very confident that we'll get there before dark, because that was our biggest concern. Luckily, we're going to be coming down on this path on the west side of the mountain. So as we come around here, and probably right about here is where it's around 6 p.m. and then now we're descending, and we're on the west side, so that's good because we have some sunlight. But that descent was really hard. It was a mental challenge for both Brandon and myself, but it was well worth it. It was physically, it was just rewarding. But I got to tell you, once we got down here at the very end, and we got to the parking lot, and I took my shoes off. My feet were so swollen. I had some other dry shoes. I couldn't even get my feet in those shoes. That's how it was bad. And I know that Brandon had some blisters as well, but I'm just very happy we did this trail in 2.5 days. I love the experience. Yes, you heard me complain a lot about the rain and stuff like that, but again, I welcome the challenge. It was great. What a wonderful experience, and I look forward for my next adventure, my next hike. I'm going to be back in North Carolina in October, so we'll see if I'll do some long day hikes or maybe an overnighter. Depends on the weather. And everyone, I appreciate you guys being patient and watching this video. This is my experience on the Art Loeb Trail northbound. Thank you, everyone.